in that area. So if you say you are coming to develop, and maybe you are coming to start with about 3 communities in that region, the other people will say, no, we won't accept it, because if you start with 3, you might not go beyond 3. So we are going to lose out. You get it? But if these governors who are chief security officers of their various states, who meet and also meet with the community leaders, they now come on the table to plan these things properly, program it, and call the youths, involve the youth, and say, look, we are starting like this. Bit by bit, we are going to get to your community. Phase 1 is 10 community. Phase 2 is another 10 community. Phase 3 is this. So when there is this proper organization, you understand what I'm saying? Then it is easier for the or any other group, international organization that is coming, to also see something reasonable on ground to work with. Then they also make the job of those people who are coming to assist us from other countries of the world much, much easier. So it's like now, the communities, they are just on their own. The people who are supposed to show leadership, they're not showing the leadership.
But you have groups like grassroots mobilizers.
Yes.
Because if different groups are saying, no, don't start from here because you may not get here, what do groups like yours do in letting them know, listen, let them start from somewhere? Because you have to start from somewhere. You can't start from everywhere at the same time.
Well, my group is basically grassroots mobilizers for Buhari. Okay? Not grassroots mobilizers for
your community.
For my community.
You lead a
but we
group
also have our own, I think one of my brother was in this program some time ago, who is from the Yoruba ethnic nationality. He was on this program. And he spoke extensively of the efforts that the Yoruba people, the Shekiris, and the Jos are making. Okay? And he spoke a lot. I think that is also credible. And I also disagree with him on the fact that, look, like the Maritime University we are talking about, which is part of the problem, that university must not live there. In fact, this thing causes problem between me and some people. The structures are already on ground. If the land is a problem, some people sold land to federal government for maybe 11 billion or thereabout. Go after that money, okay? Because
is it an illegal business?
Well, if that transaction is repugnant to natural justice and equity.
You say if?
Yes, if it is repugnant, you take a look at it. Because if you come to my community and my community gives federal government free land to build a university, and you can point at that to several places in this country where lands were given free to government to do certain things, why should a particular community request a whopping 11 billion for the land? And they are bringing development to you. Take note that when the university is built, it's going to open up the area, all right? And then investment will also flow in. Your people will also be employed to work in that university. Why should you charge as high as 11 billion? 11 billion, my dear brother, can complete that university, turn it to in fact, world-class university.
Well, in the first place,
that's what I don't know how much on land.
I don't know how much exactly it went for, but did they hoodwink government from paying that money?
Hey, that is the conspiracy, my brother. See, when there is conspiracy, this corruption conspiracy at the top, there's nothing you can do. But a proper government, a responsible government, a government that knows its onions, will definitely dig into such matters and say, no, this is wrong. And I'm here from the Niger Delta. I am saying it is wrong. I am saying that 11 billion is, we in Kokori, we don't have anything in our place. If they tell us today they are building university, we are going to give them acres of land free of charge. We are not going to collect a penny.
This things
we're not going to collect a penny.
These matters have different areas to look at it, because if I decide to sell my land and I enter into a legitimate process and I sell the land, are you going to begrudge me for being a good businessman to haggle and get a good deal for my land?
You see, when a deal is an unscrupulous deal.
How do you determine if it's unscrupulous, if the court has not so determined?
A deal that a reasonable man perceives as unscrupulous is unscrupulous. Well, that's the principle of unreasonableness. Okay.
I thought we have we're on capitalism here. So if every other deal is okay, and you have a good bargain, that shouldn't be.
That shouldn't be
an issue of controversy here now. I still wonder what it is that we still don't understand with the Niger Delta. Who hates development like the people who kick against it when such is on the way? That is one thing I want you to speak to. If you have a people who see development coming, because I still haven't been able to get a clear-cut answer. When people say, oh, this is coming to us, oh, it shouldn't come to this place, it is always is a peculiar thing with the Niger Deltans. An issue of development is raised. X, Y, Z kicks against it. And sometimes some people lay siege on the way and say, hey, if you don't give us this X amount of money, we won't let you even fix our roads. Who does that?
That is crazy, as far as I'm concerned. And that is why we need to have structures. That's why NDDC also has to come in here. Obasanjo established the NDDC in 2000, right? To develop the Niger Delta region.
Wait, is it NDDC that will tell the community
no,
people?
it's not. But if NDDC as a ministry on ground, relating properly with the people of the region, okay? These matters can be discussed at the NDDC's level. Community relations. They have community relation officers in that ministry. Well paid. Level something officers. Living big. What is their job? The level of a community relation officer is to relate with the community, find out their needs, and then you factor those needs into the budget.
I think there's something that we still haven't been able to address, because we're journalists, and we're saying that even the media is not free of this. They go out to cover an issue that will bring about development to a people. And sometimes the same people say, pay us money before you put the cameras out.
Look at that.
So why is it that the people, the traditional rulers, the youth group, and the people like yourself, why are they not speaking to that problem?
Yes, because the virus, the corruption virus, is so infectious now. You see, we have lived so long, we've stayed too long with corruption. So it's almost becoming an integral part of our daily lives. That is why governors of a region like Niger Delta can open their mouth to tell the vice president that drop corruption charges. So when you drop the corruption charges, what you are saying is that you want to legitimize
Did you watch
corruption.
That? Where did you watch that somewhere?
Did you believe that headline?
Why won't you believe it? Did they come out to challenge it? I'm here to see the governors having a press conference to say, no, we didn't say that. Because if you say something about me, Chamberlain, and that thing is not correct, what am I supposed to do? I either put up a press release or contact my lawyers to do a letter to you, and I put that letter to the public. And then you come begging, because who that asserts, who that alleges, must prove. So if you don't have the proof, you tender apology. Is that not so? But if you say something about Latimore that is on this program, and I keep quiet, and I don't do anything about it, the assumption is that what the Chamberlain said about me is correct. So if you now say drop charges, and charges are dropped, you have legitimized corruption. Then the same people can still come tomorrow and pay another group of boys to go to the Niger Delta region to blow up pipelines to say, look, we want to bring corruption into the constitution.
Give us your suggestion.
So that anybody who is smart enough to steal money
let's
is
wrap up
protected
on
by
this.
Nigerian constitution.
What would you suggest as a way to deal with this challenge wherein communities will allow persons who want to contribute to developing the region access the place?
Yes.
And not different groups demanding a thing or two before any development could come into the place?
Yes, my answer to that is let the governors of the region regroup, irrespective of political affiliation, and then have solid relationship. They have members of the House of Assembly who are from different constituency. Am I correct? And then the state governors can reach the people at the creeks, at the grassroots, through their representatives. And they bring in the inputs to the table. They discuss these inputs, have town hall meeting with these people, and they factor those demands into the budget. And they ensure that monies allocated by the government, NDDC, international organizations are well implemented to bring development and raise the living standard of life of the people. When this is done, then the problem is half solved.
Fred Oghenesivbe is the South Media Director for Grassroots Mobilizers. Thank you for coming on today.
Thank you, my brother.
We'll be back in a moment. Join us again.